Good afternoon and welcome to Maitland Oval in Rutherford for this massive fixture between Maitland and Gosford in the Black Diamond Cup. In co-commentary today, David Redden and the great man, Lucas James Holmes. Hello, Louis.
Good afternoon, David. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Great to be here at Max McMahon Oval in Rutherford, which has turned out to be a magnificent day up here, David.
It's not too bad at all, is it? It was sunny earlier on. It's a bit cloudy, but good ground, a little bit slippery underneath. But given the weather we've had in this part of the world, it's great to see footy being played. So we'll keep you up to date as well as this big game here today. There are some very important fixtures all around the league. The biggest game of all is between equal first place Cardiff and Terry at the Pasterfield complex just down the road, Lucas James. Newcastle and Nelson Bay are playing in a fixture at Fane Oval number 2 in Warners Bay. There's an interesting story to that, which we'll tell you later on. Killarney Vale have Warners Bay next door at Fane Oval number 1 at 2 o'clock. Singleton are hosting Wyong Lakes. And here, Maitland and Gosford presents a very big game for Gosford, and that Singleton-Wyong Lakes game is very, very big for Singleton, for both clubs actually. And if Wyong Lakes want to sniff, they've got to win these sort of games. Wyong Lakes have just barely scraped through to get their plays today. They had to forfeit the plate, unfortunately, which is very sad. So, yeah, Warners Bay, Killarney Vale at Fane. Newcastle and Nelson Bay next door at Fane 2. Maitland and Gosford, Cardiff and Terry Singleton and Wyong Lakes. We've got about 3 minutes till we go. Gosford are already broken and they'll be coming out shortly. Just a couple of late changes in the Maitland side. Lockie Neal is out. A couple of number changes which we'll go through during the game. Gosford, some significant changes. Jack Brewster out. Brendan Ether out. Callum Montgomery out. In comes Andrew Barty, the brother of the coach. And what a big in this is for Gosford, Lucas Holmes. Thomas Pavola.
We didn't see Tom Pavola last week, David. It could have been a huge inclusion, almost would have changed that game on its head, considering how it finished.
And Conversation Corner today, we're going to talk all things AFL HCC. Going to talk where we think the finals how we think the final six is going to end up. So AFL HCC today is the topic. We'll try and come back to the bigger picture in our game later on. Lucas is leaving me next week. Off to watch Collingwood, Hawthorn and Essendon, Sydney, was it?
Correct, yes.
Essendon, interesting, playing both Sydney sides in 7 days.
Yes.
Or, in 9 days, actually.
I shan't delve into that Thursday
I'm
night
happy.
game.
As I said on air, I said the Giants have been disappointing away from home this year, and that's a disappointing loss. I'm not going to even... I was asked on air with Coast FM this morning about the score review, and I said, for me, that's irrelevant. I think Essendon deserved to win. There was another one last night that was a line ball job, Gosford and Adelaide. Geelong and Adelaide.
The one against the post?
Yeah. Yep. My thinking is that it was tough to hit the post, but you just don't know.
You just don't know.
I think the AFL should brush it, to be quite honest, and leave it. Okay, Lucas Holmes is about to start us away here. Great to have you on board, Louis.
Thank you, David. Milestone man Jason Krugel will have the football in a minute, umpiring his 100th Black Diamond / AFL Hunter Central Coast game today with his 100th Black Diamond Cup fixture coming next weekend.
Peter Austin, Sam O'Brien, Jason Cockrell in on the field umpires. Boundary umpires, Stuart and Lachlan Chellis. Goal umpires, Nellie Biden, Shane Lowndes.
That is a typo on the sheet. It's Jason Crookle, David.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
That's not me. I can tell you.
Yeah, no, that's all right. So Taylor and that might be Rigas in 16. Crookle throws the ball up. Here we go. Give that one to Rigas on the way down. Ball over in Gosford territory here. Come quick the ball up. There's Barty playing on the half-forward flank. Pinched again. There's another change there. We have a 4 for Gosford, David, which we don't... No, 14 rather. Excuse me. That's Clark. Clark, edge of the square. Just pops it up. About 25 metres out from goal and going back with the flight. Great mark.
One of the Sproul brothers,
uncontested. It's Alex Sproul playing full forward, David. And is that 50 metres as well, mind you?
Great.
I think.
It is, you know.
Just guessing it would possibly be for a bit of back chat, David, maybe a bit of lip. And this will make sure of it. The first goal of the game. Fast start again for Gosford. And Alex Sproul. Gosford 1 straight 6, leading Maitland. No score.
Made a mistake.
In the
Just
early...
come back.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm going to go to the game. we'll come back. Yeah, so it was. I've just got to. I hit the wrong club. My apologies.
That's all right.
So Alex Brow, 24.
Yep.
With thanks to our major sponsors, Hunter Haval, Belmont 16-footers, ISC, Awards Are Us, Central Coast Sports Physiotherapy, and of course Bar TV, making your game the main game.
It's an interesting one as well. They've started Brad Dietz, Gosford in the centre as well, so that's an interesting one. Remy there with Rigas. Here we go again. Maitland, Taylor, and Grimmer. Give that one to Taylor. Just gets it. Butters up for the second time. Does Taylor. Gets it to the outside to Mitch Greaves. Greaves is dispossessed. What can they do at ground level? Gosford were good there last week as well. Quick hat kick to the outer side here. Fresh area there on the ground. Did well not to infringe on the way down. Almost been pushed in the back. Wasn't paid. Ball's on the outer side. Gosford get the ball forward. What can we do here? There's Barty. Barty getting his man. Good talk there. There's Roger on the ground. Quick sweeping handball to the outer side. There's a huge chance. Great run down of a tackle. Just dribbles through to the left side. Gosford 1-1-7. Maitland no score. David.
Out here towards Adlington. Right out combox side. Sells the candy. Comes inside. Straight down towards the combox. Oh, good interception there. Rory, brilliant tap out. See, there's the ground. See what I mean? It is quite slippery underfoot. Taylor, this impressive ruckman. Rory's out of bounds. Right in front of us. Yeah, that gives you an indication that if your feet aren't right, or if you've got the wrong boots, you're going to slip and slide here today like an ice skating rink.
Rory coming off the back of a good performance in their loss to Nelson Bay last week, David.
Sadly, Trevon Bob not playing today, who was an excitement machine. I know that Nathan Harkness rates Bob very highly, Louis. Quick handball comes out, Spriggs. Steps inside. Does. That's not McMahon, that's Adlington. Just next to the 10 here on the left-hand side of commentary.
That's D'Amico on there with that late number change as well, David, to the left of screen on Roger.
Thank you. Oh, that's third man in. That's got to be a Maitland free kick. Patrick Murphy took that on the full. That's got to be Hayden Taylor's kick. And is. Got to be Taylor's kick. Got to go the ruckman, hadn't it?
Correct, David.
Got an impressive mow working there, Mr. Taylor, as well. There you go. I wasn't aware that he was a natural left footer. I think he can kick on either foot, actually. Oh, rides the bump to Newstead. Comes out here. Check side kick from Jordan. Jordan is the player that kept on running out of the behind when that first game at Terrigal. I'm not sure if you call it. He just took the play on rule to the. He just ran and ran around. They couldn't stop him. He's really quick. Patrick McMahon called the play on. Goes wide. Very wide. Out towards Crowley. That's a push, is it? No. Manuel, good tackle, and paid. Ben Crowley for the kick. Lucas Holmes.
Thank you, David. Crowley, very tight angle here. Pocket's not necessarily too deep. That doesn't mean it'll be an easy kick by any standard.
Well, they're not Football Park in Adelaide, but they're not exactly. Yeah, I see your point. They're not like Gosford, to be fair.
Crowley, about 25 metres out from goal. What does he do? Pops it up. I think he's kicked it, David. Right back at them. Gosford Maitland strike back. Maitland 1 straight 6, leading Gosford 1-1-7 after 3.5 minutes.
Bar TV Sports, the specialist in live streaming and broadcasting of sport, including the AFL Hunter Central Coast. Bar TV Sports, making your game the main game.
Sure do, David. Great to have Bar TV on board once again for our 4th season, believe it or not, David, you and I.
That is frightening.
Yeah.
So what were you? You must have been 16 or 17 when you started calling with us.
Correct, David. Give that one to Taylor. Almost gets pulled back, does Remy. Remy lumbers around on his right boot. Gets to his teammate Just as King. King gets a scrubby handball out to the outer side. What can Maitland do on the rebound here? Looking for Adlington. Gets taken ball and all early by Henderson, one of their better players last week. And in saying that, it's going to be penalised for holding. And Adlington will receive this free kick just to the side, to the right edge of the centre circles. Adlington pops it up, looking for his forward target. Takes it on the second grab. Immediately plays on again, once wider, narrowing the distance. Giving that to Pedler. Pedler, perfect view here on Kendall's camera. That's Thompson on the mark. Let's say no longer a Darcy Moore headband. Gone back to his natural hair shade. Pedlar shanks it left. Is he going to keep it in? It is. And is there going to be a push? Thank you, David. Going to the coach in Barty. Barty immediately goes long and wide to the other side. There's Jewel Ferguson. Slips over once again. David took, and once more, slipping over on that surface. Mark taken there. Can't quite get the number there. It's 30-something.
I think it's Button.
Button it is, and 36 it is. Goes short into the pocket. And Crowley, the goal scorer, can't quite get his hands on it, and we'll have a boundary throw in. About 40 metres out from Maitland's goal, David. And we'll go to you.
Just short of 7 minutes gone in the first quarter. Thank you, Lucas. Rigas and McMahon, both of them miss it. Patrick Murphy this time lets the ball bounce. Held in by Aiden D'Amico and Patrick McMahon. Rigas again. Paddy McMahon rucking. Rigas doesn't even contest it. Let's Rigas win that one uncontested. Good tackle again, McMahon. Very tight in there. Dietz is in there. Good tap out again, Rigas. Ball gets whacked up towards the hot spot. Rory's in front. Couldn't quite pick it up. Chance. Button! Out of bounds on the full from there. He'll be disappointed, Lucas. He had a fair crack at that, kicking it around the corner style, and has shanked it badly, and it's gone to Talara. The replacement football comes back.
See the ball there. Rolling down. Stops. There we go.
Thank you, Kendall. Marking contest. Who comes out of it best? D'Amico, Aiden, thumps it back forward. Hits no one, which is extraordinary in that part of the ground. Good tackle had to be made, I might add. Holding the ball given against Bonar. That's interesting. Thompson.
It was impressive last week, Thompson.
Needs a haircut, Louis.
Halfback flank, sorry.
You go.
Murphy goes long and wide down that far flank. Big pack forms. Who can't quite get there top of the ball. Remy gets shoved out legally. Jewel Ferguson with the quick hands once more. They've got about a 3-on-1 if this ball hits the ground. Here we go. Henderson, can he get the ball over the back? He can. Is the ball going to sit up? It does and almost stops, but we're going to have a boundary throw in. Got deep inside Gosford's forward 50. About 5 or 10 metres around from the goal post. That's one of the cellists. Just get to throw this ball back in. It's been end-to-end early football, David. Great to see, considering the weather conditions we have here.
Yeah, look, it's a credit to the quality of this ground that they're playing such good footy. Jewel Ferguson beats one. He's capable. Guess can't quite get purchase on it. And in fact, it's hit the post on the bounce, so that's a throw-in. Look, they're going to play good footy today. Even if the ball gets a little bit sticky, they'll be fine. They've just got to have the right footwear, and that's the key here. Sophie D'Amico running for Gosford in front of us. Dispense with the knee bandage. Good tap comes out. Anyone's ball, and here's Sproul. That should be out in the full. Now it's gone all the way out towards Roger. Has a shot from an impossible angle and misses. And Gosford leading 1-2-8 to Maitland yet. One straight kick. Dustin Spriggs with the football. Lucas Holmes.
Thank you, David. Spriggs goes into the pocket. Plays on immediately. Does Henderson get a touch that? I think he did. However, it's unaffected though. Drop mark. We'll have a boundary throw in about 70 metres around. Dropped what he otherwise would normally take. Did harbour out. Dropped it straight into his head. We're getting clear immediately of immediate danger this time. Give that one to Rigas. Right hand down. There's King there. King gets the ball out in the Barty direction. King butters up for more. Taken down to Newstead. Breaks one tackle, breaks another. Gets a quick handball out. Did Newstead. Gets pickpocketed in the process. What can Maitland do here on the rebound? They're going to try and attack the corridor here, David. Can they get it moving forward? Here's Rory. Takes the ball on his chest as Rory. Immediately plays on. Rory goes long. They've got 2 1-on-1s, but it goes in the Manuel direction. Very impressive Manuel last week for Gosford. However, ball taken over and kept the ball in. And Crowley with his second goal of the contest. Maitland's second as well. Maitland now leading 2 straight 12. Gosford 1-2-8.
Subway Morris said it's open 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Trading hours 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Support local businesses. Subway. Eat fresh. That was very clever from Crowley. Lovely left foot snap.
Did very well to keep the ball in the forward line as well. Great forward pressure there with Manuel on the ball deep.
I will ask, I want to check something at quarter time. There's a 44 playing for Maitland, and I don't have a 44 listed, and it's not on that team sheet. So would you mind calling Lucas, and I'll go and do a bit of homework.
Okay, thank you, David. Back to umpire Austin in the middle. Murphy to this side of us. Rigas trying to evade the sun, does too. Taylor gets that one down. Maitland come busting out of the middle. Very clean centre clearance. And Mark sliding, well taken there.
Is it Crowley
That's
again?
Pedler, I think, in 19.
Pedler's got a right shoulder bandage.
Maybe it's not. It is Crowley. Sorry, David. There we go.
Lucas, the effects of having the benefits of having an okay memory. They occasionally help.
There we go. Now Crowley looking for his side and his third. What can he do? Crowley keeps it fairly low and straight. Ben Crowley with his third and Maitland's third. And they now push further ahead. Three straight 18, leading Gosford 1 goal to 8.
Now, 44, for some reason, we don't have it on our list. So Ben Stewart, the experienced Ben Stewart, is number 44, ladies and gentlemen. So Lucas and I will make that change to our sheets now. Stewart, Ben is in 44. I just picked him up. He swerved around and gave a left-hand handball over here at centre-half back, Louis. And I just thought my nose, oh, that's not right. So Ben Stewart's playing in 44, which is great for us.
He is. Back to Austin in the middle. Rigas and Taylor resuming battle once more. Taylor's getting more parity now from the tap-outs, giving Maitland the first use. They transfer the ball to the outer side. Another deep inside forward 50 entrance. Rory's got now a 2-on-1. It was stripped of the ball and didn't dispose of it correctly. So Gosford have taken the advantage quick from the resulting free kick. What can they do? Joel Ferguson goes around on his right-hand side. Smothered. Here come Maitland. What can they do? Here's Harbrow trying to pick the ball up. Is he going to get pinged for a high tackle? No. Umpire Austin calls for the football. You can see the corner of the centre square just to the left of shot there, where Stewart just was. Rigas again. Joel Ferguson in and under where he's been so far early. Another scrubby kick out. Forward of the football. They've got a one-on-one here. There's Roger. Can they both keep their feet? Spriggs ultimately gets the ball out off the ground. Gives it to Murphy. What can Maitland do in transition? They're attacking the corridor, which has been very impressive early, David. Evades one tackle. He's going to have to take a bounce. Does. Gets a handball over the top. Goes inside. Has a shot, flying shot on goal! Rory! Was it touched? It was. Maitland 3-1-19. Gosford 1-8.
Indeed. Rory actually got away with a little bit of push in the back there. His fair swear right up high, but he got away with it. Umpire obscured. Got to be careful with our umpiring comments today. We've got the great Zali Merton sitting about 3 minutes from Lucas, and she'll give us a clip in the ear if we make any cheeky remarks. Yeah, there you go. I've just got the look of death from behind over here. Yeah, there you go. So got to behave myself. That it's hard for me to behave myself. He is. I'm not. He's a polite young man. Now, what's the decision? There must be a rethrow, yes. Louis, I think.
Yep.
Patrick Murphy hits that handball 30 metres when he needed to go 20. So, second tap ruck contest come in here. That's going to be against Rigas, I think, Louis.
High, yep.
The last time we saw Taylor, he was impressive. He's a big, raw bone bloke, but he goes all right, goes hard. Big, solid unit. He's a big man. Called to play on there, I thought, rather quickly. No one could see that. McMahon had no chance of straight into the sun.
He's going to be in question. Is he dragged that back under, David?
I think so. Play on. And they're letting it go. That's got to be a Barty brother. It is. With the carrot top. See here how he slipped down? Again, they've got to hold their feet. Roger gets it out wide. That ball's going to bounce over, I'd imagine. Over Sprout. Awful bounce. Not really good for either club, really. That's held, I thought. Bennett. And the umpire said we'll have a throw in. 16 minutes gone. That I had a very bad malfunction with the timepiece, Lucas. So you'll be very pleased to know. Lucas Holmes.
Thank you, David. Deep throwing once again. Rigas and Miller taking it forward now for Gosford. Can they get over the back? They can't. Is that Sproul? No, it wasn't. It was Sproul, pardon me, and he kicks a point. Gosford 1-3-9, trailing Maitland at 3-1-19, about 15 minutes gone. And the kicking's taken quickly, goes to this outer side. Look for, there's Newstead. Will they go through the corridor, Maitland? They've been doing that early. He doesn't, ignores, goes long to the outer side. And a nice intercept mark taken there by O'Callaghan, goes long. Intercepted by Taylor, takes his time, trying to draw the 2-on-1 overlap. And the ball goes out of bounds in front of Newstead, trying to pick the ball off the ground. Almost true centre wing here at Max McMahon Oval in Rutherford.
It's a good setup. It's a good setup here, isn't it?
It sure is, David. Taylor and Clark now. Taylor's going to have upper body strength. Gets it down with a nice left-hand tap. Barty was in and under. Couldn't quite get there, did Barty in the end. And that was Murphy. Got the tap. Wrapped up immediately. And umpire Austin calls for the football. About 16 minutes gone here in Rutherford. Taylor now with the right hand down. Straight to Jewel Ferguson. He's been prominent early. Gets over the back to King. King shrugs the tackle, so it shouldn't be high. Play on. The correct call there. Almost pushed out of that by Miller. Gets away with it, Miller. Here, what can they do here on the outer side? They got the numbers here. Maitland slips over once more. That was McMahon. Goes on his left side. Murphy's there. So is Jewel Ferguson. Evades one tackle. Skips back around on his right boot. Does Jewel Ferguson. Mark not taken. Once again, play slipping over all over the place. Henley gets a handball over the back. Gets picked off by one of the D'Amico brothers this time. That's Luke. That's Luke in 9 marauding through the middle of the ground. What can D'Amico do? Sweep out to the outer side to Button once more. Goes short in the corridor. Does Button? Was that a mark? I don't think it was. How it was paid to Newstead. Newstead trying to hit up one of his players. Goes around to Crowley. Gets caught back. Does Rory. And it's a holding the ball decision. Bit dubious, I thought, but it's going the way of Dan White. Dan White looks to go right. Checks his run. Chips it into the middle of the corridor. And gets it to the booming right boot of Murphy. Murphy goes long, no surprises there. Picks out Taylor. Taylor goes to the outer side, sweeping inside. Cullinan gives it off to Jewel Ferguson, being one of the prime movers for Gosford early. Ferguson goes long inside forward 50 to a genuine 2-on-1. Is it going to be paid? Is it paid? No. Tackle there by Sprout. Gosford's goal kicker early. And umpire O'Brien, Sam, younger brother of Joey, Joseph, now in the NEFL, AFL Sydney as well. Gives that to Miller. They got one out the back. It's a certain goal. Brad Dietz kicks Gosford second. They all got sucked up to the ball. Maitland and their fullback had gone walkabout, obviously.
How? Can you give a score read?
Yeah. Maitland 3-1-19. Gosford 2-3-15.
Can you explain to me how a professional forward like Dietz has fed him? I mean, it must have had any Rexona on. There was no one near him. Bizarre.
No, they've all been sucked up to the ball, obviously, David, and haven't numbered back. You don't get many goals easier than that one in this day and age of football, David. Brad Dietz Gosford needed that one, and Dietz got it for them. Okay, Clark this time, and there's going to be a centre square infraction. Is it a warning or is it a free kick? No, so it's a warning. So the 6-6-6 wasn't a head to, and we're going to have another throw. Up goes Crookle. Give that one to Clark. Straight down to Murphy. Murphy knows one way, and that's to go long. Looking for Roger. Sprouts out in front, goes back. Goes to Barty. Jukes 1, Jukes 2. Barty on the right boot! And he kicks it. Great work as David Redden applauds in the background. Great work by Josh Barty. Stepped inside one, stepped inside another, and hooked it around on his right boot. Gosford now hit the front, 3-3-21. Maitland 3-1-19.
With thanks to our sponsors, Hunter Haval, Belmont 16-footers, ISC Sports, Awards R Us, and Central Coast Sports Physiotherapy.
It doesn't get much better than that. Clean. Clark to Murphy to Barty.
Murphy is an enigma wrapped up in a mystery. That he could win a league. He could win if he really gets it inside his head how good he is. He could win multiple best and fairest in the league. That's how talented he is. No, stick with it, mate.
Give that one to Taylor. Gets a right fist out. Remy loitering the back all on his own at that defensive centre position. Barty does the defensive thing and punches it down. That one was Clark this time. Clark goes long and high to a genuine one-on-one. Maitland got numbers at the ground. Can they get there? If the ball can be taken to. Gets dragged out of there, I thought, by Bennett. Not paid. And Gosford have got this inside forward 50 again. Can't quite take that. Was Miller. Gets hurried back out. King takes on one, shrugs a tackle, but it was high. Paid for high, but could have been let go as he tried to shrug, I thought. But you still, the duty of care still says you've got to take him legally.
I'm usually the one that doesn't say that's a 50-50 call. That's actually a 50-50 call. That was really close. Gets underneath it. And picked off right in the depths of defence.
Is that Newstead?
Don't think it was. Oh, big clash. Rory, both players going hard. The football to their immense credit. Not shirking it. Rory, shepherding. Goes laterally and finds Spriggs. Half-back flank. Veteran. No options. Goes wide. With a handball. Straight down the line. Taylor gets a room service bounce. Off to Crowley. He's kicked 3 already. Goes with the barrel. Gets up, get it underneath it. Good pick off mark there. That's very clever by Remy. Remy's actually was very solid last week too, Louis. What about the bounce for Taylor? Oh, woo.
Very good players, Remy. Goes long to the outer side in Taylor direction, but taken.
Luckiest kick of all time. He absolutely shanked that like mine at Everglades.
By Sproul. Hamish this time. Almost slipped over again. Did Harbrow. What will they do here? There's Miller. Miller takes his time, goes long down the spine. It was smothered by Harbrow. Butters up for more Harbrow. As you get pinged for holding the ball, he doesn't. Goes through the middle. Does Clark. Slips over on impact. Goes long to the outer side on the switch. That's Stewart, the laid in 44. Goes to McMahon. Why not? They've got 2-on-1 in the favour of the Tigers. Sweeps in to D'Amico. To Adlington, gets picked off. Well done there in the back half. Was that Barty? No, it wasn't. Goes long to the outer side. White there. D'Amico. Inside forward 50. Goes to Miko. Goes to Button. Button plays on into the pocket. Goes short once more. Hard kick, but a good pass in the end. That's Pedler.
If there's a goal or a break, I want to ask a question
Yep.
about something that's happening in this game, and I think a few players need to have a look at themselves.
Okay, here's Pedler. DPR runs around. Does Pedler? He goes on his left. Starts it out. Is it going to come back? No. Maitland, 3-2-20. Tight game here late in this first quarter. Gosford, 3-3-21.
You're a Back Diamond Cup player, and you come to a ground, especially if you're away,
Yep.
at home or away. The first thing you do when you get to a ground is you go and check what the ground surface is like.
Correct, yes.
There are at least 6 or 7 players out there that are slipping over, and it's because they've chosen the wrong boot. So that's actually unprofessional. So take to be strong. Rory with a head. Crowley for his fourth. Kicks it into Rory unbelievably. Very courageous in and underneath.
White.
No surprise. No, that's a legging, is it? Quick whistle there.
Yep.
I think that, he has gone beneath the knee. So it's going to be a kick here to Carroll right at the end of the quarter. But yeah, I don't mean to be overly harsh, but there's too many players slipping over. I can see Zali with their hands going like that as well because they're just slipping over left, right and centre. Do it like that. I'm giving you a compliment. Goal to
Carroll.
Maitland, 4-2-26. And Gosford, 3-3-21, just over a minute. In fact, I remember our clock is wrong because I had a malfunction. There it is. That is quarter time. I'll let Lucas Holmes wrap up. I have to duck off quickly.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. At quarter time here at Max McMahon Oval in Rutherford. Maitland 4-2-26, leading Gosford 3-3-21. As David said, himself and I will be back shortly to bring you this second quarter here at Max McMahon Oval. Back here at Max McMahon Oval in Rutherford with both teams breaking from their huddles. Doesn't get much closer than this. It was a very end-to-end first quarter here. Great fight back in the end by Gosford after Maitland got the early start. David?
Scores?
Yes, scores from around the grounds. Over to you, sir.
Okay. At Fane Oval number 1, Warners Bay 3 straight. Carlino Bay 3-5. Newcastle City at number 2, 4-6. Nelson Bay 1-1. And you know here it's 5 points. And there's something happening with live scoring today at Cardiff because it's not coming up. And Singleton are leading Wine Lakes by 20 points, Lucas Holmes. 28-8.
Fast start from the Roosters there, up at Rose Point Park.
S. Brasington, Jay Colachew. S. Brasington comes back.
That's not bad, is it?
It's what we want.
Jackson played juniors with him. Very nice man. Sam O'Brien with the ball up. Here we go. Second quarter. Clark into the ruck this time for Gosford. 3-prong ruck attack. Adlington goes low inside Maitland's forward 50. Gets to Crowley on the bounce. Gets it back to Adlington. Fires up for more. Sprays it to the outer side. Out on the full. And be Sproul with the free kick. So Sproul quite early. You'd almost want to be quiet though as a fullback, wouldn't you, David?
Yes, Lucas, you would.
Did very well, Sproul, last weekend.
This has got the pure chance of being a very good game of football. Back and forward, it really has. And I just think it could be one of those last quarter drives. We haven't had too many of those.
We had one last week, though, is what we had. Great game there at Adcock Park.
It was excellent entertainment, Lucas, it really was.
Sproul, long and wide. Packer plays form and taken to the back. Is that Taylor? It must be.
It's not.
Lanky man. It'll be interesting to see when he feels out entirely, David. It'll be a beast of a ruck. Taylor goes short inside forward 50. Harbrow butters up. Goes to McMahon. Why not? Waiting on the outside there is Carroll, one of their goal kickers. Carroll taken without the ball. But going to be a ball up. Austin, as Pat Murphy gives the ball back. Almost at the top of the 50. Here we go. Taylor gets a run at it. Give that one to Taylor. Down to Adlington. Adlington gets the ball out to D'Amico. Luke sweeps it wide to Greaves. Mitchell. Greaves goes long with a handball to the outer side.
Jordan.
One Fenn. Jordan, thank you, David. Jordan goes long inside forward 50 to Rory. Stays down. They've got numbers at the back here. Does Gosford, but Rory beats them with pure speed. Around on his right boot and slots it home. Well done, try Rory and the Maitland Football Club. Bring their lead out further. 5-2, 32, Gosford 3-3, 21.
Tyre Power are proud partners of the NCCUA and community AFL umpires across New South Wales ACT. Right now and exclusively at Tyre Power, buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Toyota passenger and SUV tyres. Catalogue full of big brand savings out now. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local owner-operator. Back to the setup. Great start there. Clever from Rory. Sold a bit of candy, swung around on the right and screwed it over his shoulder. Again, it's disappointing that Trevon Bob's not playing today, who's also a young star, a bit younger than Rory and a real gun. Coach Harkness has been telling me some of the stuff he's been doing at ref level is just outstanding, Lucas. So he's a real promising person for this football club. Young bloke, hopefully he gets back in the playing shortly. Adlington sells candy, ends up getting the right-hand handball. Taylor goes down the line. Oh, chance at a mark. Crowley's, now here comes Roger to him. Crowley can't hit the mark. Gosford in desperate straits here. Short kick intercepted by Scott Manuel. He did play on and it's been called as such. That's Pedler. Takes the mark, plays on, squares it up. Into the sun, I reckon. Thompson puts a tackle on. There's Patrick Murphy loitering with intent. Watch this ball go long way. Does, even though he shanked it. Should kick that off the ground, doesn't. Takes the correct option. Doesn't listen to me. That won't get you far in football. Greaves, Matthew. Good mark to his brother, Mitchell. Short ball, lovely pass. Outstanding, actually, to Bonner. Looking at his options. Gets it inside 50. Who's he looking for? Coming late was Crowley, and a very courageous mark taken there by Hamish Sproul. Gosford under the pump here at the moment. Maitland coming very hard. Kick into a big contest like that with Patrick McMahon's not wise. Straight back from where it came! Pedler, who's got more tape than King Tutankhamun on that right arm. And he's going to kick Lucas. I'm just looking at the natural eye here. Probably from 40 when he kicks it. This will be for Maitland 6 if he can manage to split the post. Pedler onto his left. Not sure if he got all of it. Oh, yes, he did! Maitland 6'8", 6'2", 38, correction, with a goal to Pedler. Gosford 3-3-21. Lucas, Maitland coming very hard at the start of this quarter.
Very quick start in this second quarter from Maitland, David. That's for sure. Pedler finishing that off. 40 metres in distance. Just got enough to get it over the goal umpire's hat. Doesn't matter how well you flush them as long as you get the desired result as you did on that occasion.
Yep.
3 goals to Crawley, 1 to Carroll, 1 to Pedler. I think I'm missing one as well, but we'll get back to that later. Give that one to Miller.
Colin Carroll.
Carroll.
You got him in 23, he's hit the goal.
Yep.
And Jai Rory and Chris Pedler, and Crowley's got 3.
Rory, that was the one I'm missing. Thank you, David.
Not a problem.
Give that one to Henderson long on the outer side. Goes long and high as Henderson. Mark taken in front by Jorg Ferguson. Been probably Gosford's almost best on ground so far, in my opinion, Jorg Ferguson. And goes back with the intention of having a shot on goal. Man on the mark's about 45 metres out from goal. No much of an angle to speak of. Jorg Ferguson gives that little bit of a Josh Kennedy skip. Jorg Ferguson goes, is that touched off the boot, David? It's touched on the line, however, it's play on. Fend around, gets it back. Barty goes long and wide to his brother! And goal for Andrew Barty. Gosford 3-3-21. Maitland. No, sorry, David. No.
I'm not sure that's Andrew Barty, but anyway, that's
okay.
Fine. That's fine. No, you called it. I'll leave it at that. There's the score. Sorry about that. We're slightly unsure who kicked that goal. Lucas is confident as Andrew Barty, so we'll leave it at that. Maitland 6-2-38. Gosford 4-3-27. 6.5 minutes gone, Louis.
Thank you, David.
$11 points of difference, Lucas.
Thank you, David. Back to the middle we go. Just trying to fetch the ball behind the goals here. Over the fence behind the goal umpire. Back to the middle we go. Back to Austin. Taylor and Miller now taking his turn in the centre. Didn't see that much last week from Miller. Sorry, glimpses rocking in the forward 50. But now he's going into the centre.
Yes, they let Riggers do a lot of the tap work around the ground last week, didn't they?
Rigas and Clark took a few as well. You think Taylor would have it? No, give that one to Miller over the top. More athletic leap on Miller. Shoved out and will be paid a free kick to Mitchell Graves for a push in the back.
Called by the non-controlling at the Crookle over here at centre-half back, Louis.
Have the angle on it. It's the right call. Dietz goes square. There's Remy. Remy plays on, steps inside Anglington and gets caught, but just gets his kick away. Gets picked off in the back half by Stewart. Filling a hole at centre-half back. Very experienced player is Ben Stewart. Goes long to this side, but Thompson picks it off. Then again, 2 players leave their feet. They're lucky that Maitland couldn't play to their advantage and might have a ball up. Just in front of the Gosford interchange benches here. About 8.25 minutes gone in this first quarter. Miller tries to get a right fist to it and does. Taylor didn't take that right contest this time, was out to the side. And we'll have a secondary ball up at the top of the forward 50. Once again by umpire Austin. Taylor's back in this one. Miller for Gosford. Go up once again. You wouldn't want to go body on body with Taylor, and he doesn't this time. Barty gets a secondary fist. There's Greaves. Mitchell is a throw against Greaves.
Good spot, Lucas Holmes.
Hanley with the free kick.
It certainly looks suspicious from here.
There's a throw or either a push in the back. The throw was paid. Hanley slices that off the outside of his boot. Still gets a fair piece of it. Sproul couldn't quite get on the second hand. If that one was a throw before, that one also was. Jewel Ferguson gets a tap out. That one was a throw. That wasn't paid. Gets knocked off the ball as Rigas. Rigas buttering up for more. They got numbers at the ground. Maitland, Stewart with a spin move. Just gets a kick to it. That should be legal, and it was. Play on. Stewart almost gets slung. But what's been paid? A throw again.
I'm sure that umpire Austin's indicating a throw. Don't touch the umpire, Jewel Ferguson. I'm sure that he's paid a one-hand, Lucas. I'm sure I saw the sign for a throw, and in fact, if that's Patrick Murphy, he will kick this to the Rutherford shops. It is. And Gosford need this one. This will be 2 in a row. Thank you, Lucas. Murphy just taking his time. He's taken about 15 of his 30 seconds already. Patrick Murphy, when he hits them, flushes them as cleanly as anyone in the league. Goes to the three-quarter wedge. And, of course, commentators Moz off to the side. Gosford, 4-4-28. Maitland, 6-2-38. 10 minutes gone. Quarter number 2 here at Max McMahon Oval in Rutherford. HGC AFL. Kendall Clausen, David Redden, and Lucas James Holmes with you. I have the microphone at the moment, gents. Oh, lovely grab. Is that Henderson?
Yep.
That's a cracking grab. Again, slipping over. Why are they wearing the wrong boots, guys? Spriggs roving brilliantly. Gets that ball out to Grimmer. Just came on. Ferguson from distance flushes it. They're all clearing a path out for, I think that's Dietz, is it? There was absolutely clearing of paths done there, Lucas Holmes. And
Pavola.
Yeah, so that got previous goal. I'll get you to correct this in a minute. Was actually Thomas Pavola.
Okay.
So there's Dietz. That's Dietz's second from some really good clearing work being done. So the scores, Maitland 6-2-38 and Gosford 5-4-34. And Lucas, if you could change that goal for me, please, from Andrew Barty to Thomas Pavola. About just underneath halfway through the quarter, we're going to talk all things AFL HCC at halftime in our conversation corner for this week. Just where we think the competition is at this year, Lucas. I'm not looking future. I'm just thinking finals, where we think the top 6 is going to be, and let people know our thoughts. Back into the centre, over to Lucas Holmes.
O'Brien with the ball up this time. Miller and Taylor. Taylor gets a secondary tap down. Taylor gets it out. Run to the outer side. It was King. In another kick comes forward. Where does it bounce? There's McMahon. McMahon on Barty. That's an interesting one. McMahon goes around to his left boot. Goes to experienced campaigner in Spriggs. Spriggs comes to this flank. There's D'Amico crabbing. Where does he go? He goes central on that 45-degree kick. Thompson almost infringes. Stewart indicating them to go forward and long. That's where he goes. Stewart, where's this bounce of the ball? Comes around, gets a handball inside. Goes outside this time. Taylor on his natural left boot. Does the same thing and squares it. McMahon almost got pinged there for a block. But McMahon on his left boot makes no mistake. Patrick McMahon. Gosford kick one back. 7-2-44. Gosford 5-4-34.
Make sure you check out Hunter Haval's great range of SUVs. Check them out at East Maitland at Hunter Haval and also at Brian Hilton at North Gosford. Hunter Haval, the naming rights and major sponsor of the HCC AFL. 10 points the difference here, halfway through quarter number 2. And this game has the portents of being a cracker. Maitland they've gone very well this quarter. What do they kick? 3 goals to 2? Yep, then they've kicked 4 of the last 6 goals. They look lively. Button's actually been quite creative in the forward line. Just little clever kicks, opening the space out. Got it to Taylor there. And McMahon, a very clever kick over the shoulder. Back to the centre. Miller with a tap out. Jewel Ferguson, who's I agree with Lucas, has been Gosford's best player. In a different role. That's holding the ball, is it? Where was Pryor? Where was Pryor there? I disagree with that decision. Off from Murphy down the line. That's all I'll say. That's not a mark to Sprouse. 700 blokes got touch of that. Rigas has stepped his man. He's a chance from there. Rigas! Done it! What a clever goal from the ruckman. Gosford 6-4-40, trailing Maitland. 7-2-44. Belmont 16-footers is the home of the Hunter Central AFL Hunter Central Coast. We'll be there, Lucas Holmes, at Belmont 16-footers for the Elliot Davey Medal Night in the first week, Wednesday of September. Check them out on Facebook or at 16s.com.au. It's the home of the Hunter Central Coast, and it also happens to be very close to Lucas Holmes. Whenever there's an event there, he loves it, the great man. Over to you, mate.
Thank you, David. Back to the middle we go after a great finish in the end by Rigas. Jewel Ferguson on the ball now. That's an interesting one. Miller tries to go to the outer side. Gets pinched directly by Harbrow. And we'll have a secondary ball up. Back where it all started. The bottom of that pack was Harbrow once again. I think Jewel Ferguson almost played that battering ram in the middle, David, that defensive centre role. Almost got hold on to. There's a fend. It was lucky to get the handball out in the end. Rigas gang tackle. And Spriggs at the bottom of that pack this time. And we'll have another ball up. Just to the right of centre circles this time. Give that one to Miller over the top. Had kick clear by Maitland, taken by Stewart. Stewart looks like he swung forward this time. And a great kick by Stewart. And hits Crowley lace out. And we'll go back to line up for his fourth, David.
If he kicks at 4 goals and a half of football, Lucas, extremely impressive, but superb delivery from the vastly experienced Stewart there. Lucas, I reckon I'm right. I reckon Stewart's won at least one premiership with Cardiff when he was there. I reckon he did back in the day. Crowley! Done it! I am enjoying this game of football very much, Lucas Holmes.
That's a cracker so far, David. End-to-end football.
10 points of difference. Maitland 8-2-50. Gosford 6-4-40. 16 minutes gone by the time this ball gets thrown up. Kendall Clawson, Lucas Holmes and David Redden with you at Max McMahon Oval in Rutherford on a very nice, pleasant day for football. Little slip around the foot, but it's great conditions. It really is.
Sure is. And as David said before, ladies and gentlemen, next week I'll be travelling down to Hilton Moore Oval for Terrigal Avoca and Warners Bay.
Like those games, 20 minutes from my joint, Lee. It's and also Terrigal Avoca and Wyong Lakes in the women's. That's going to be a cracking game of women's footy, Louis, as well. So 2 big games there. Big ask for Warners Bay, I reckon. Out that ball comes Adlington from the middle. Picked off there. Over there's Bonar. Slices it. It's an indeterminate average kick, really. Picked off by Remy. Over there to the Daniel White. And it's interesting for me that Gosford have put him back, Lucas. He's not playing the ball at the moment. Carroll. Jewel Ferguson trying to get to Hayden Taylor. Well done, Luke D'Amico. Left-hand handball. Superb. Taylor misses what he otherwise did. Button built like a brick outhouse in and under. Jewel Ferguson also built well. Remy thumps it forward as far as he can. Patrick McMahon, very quick and strong hands. Ducked the tackle, can't be high. Over here to Stewart. He's going to try and find someone. He's gone backwards. Oh, good, courageous mark. Gee, that was a good time. Is it Roger? That's not 50. That was completely accidental. Barty not impressed. He's never very happy about Barty. He's a cranky man. Goes to his knees and takes a simple mark as Mitchell Greaves.
On that point of Lachlan White as well, that's where he spent most of his time last week, David, on the half-back flank. So they've obviously found something there.
D'Amico. Roger. Maitland. This is such a good game of football. Wearing the ankle socks, I think, D'Amico. They're very short if they are. Out towards Crowley and Rory. And that'll be out of bounds in the forward pocket. Might be a cut here coming off in front of us. No, just a slight head injury. On a very nice afternoon here in Rutherford. Lucas Holmes.
Hugh David. Boundary throw in. Halfway into Maitland's forward 50. See if they can capitalise as the ball goes up. There we go. Bunched up. Where can this ball fall to? As Bonner gets a hat kick clear, and we'll have a boundary throw in. No, they've kept it in. Manuel does well. Gets a little dribbling kick along the ground. Ducks his head, does Jewel Ferguson. So it's play on. Now he's gone, David. Not play.
Oh, my goodness me. How is that not holding the ball? Okay. Again, to put the hand up and say, all I say is I'll disagree, Lucas. And I'll leave it at that. On we go.
And we go again. Changing the ruck to Miller. Gets that one down. Scrubbing players there. Pedler's in and under. Manuel tries to break a tackle but can't. And Austin will have a secondary ball up here. As Crowley helps his opponent to his feet. Adlington's down at the drop of the ball. He's been good too. Manuel draws the 2-1 in, and there we go. This Sproul. Hamish goes long, gets picked off. D'Amico, Aiden. D'Amico goes long inside forward 50. There's a 3-on-1 here. Can Remy clean the ball up and get shepherded out by White as well? White goes square to Manuel. Goes long and high as Manuel. They've got a 3-on-1 this time to Maitland.
Lucas Gosford has thrown an extra player back, trying to stem the tide. And I'm sure that there's loose players at either end. Yeah, Grimmer's over here on his own. There might even be 2 men in defence. That's a superb sweeping handball to Barty. But there's no one in front of him except he's been short. There's the only Gosford player within a paddock, and he's beaten him pointless, Riggers. Out goes Stewart square, a little bit like Geelong did last night at Cardinia Park, going that sort of regularly. Poor handball, but spared the blushes by Newstead. Needs probably to go soccer again. Ferguson bundles him out of it. Thompson with a wax head haircut. Off to Murphy. Left-hand handball's clever to Jewel Ferguson, who's, for mine, been very, very good on the ball. Thompson's wounded over there on the left-hand side. Bit proppy. And the ball's got, there he is there. I wonder if that's a cork or an ankle. He is struggling mightily, young Thompson. Let's just hope he's okay.
The ball's travelled down the hill on the outer side, David, so we'll have a bit of downtime here. Looks like he's got a cut on his knee as well, on the inside of his left knee. You can see blood.
I thought
a bit of dry blood as well.
Yeah, I would have thought that could have been mud.
Mud?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's bleeding, but anyway, play continues. Away we go. Up to centre half back. That's a lovely grab. Looks like the gate of Patrick McMahon. It is. Goes forward, looking for Rory. Goes underneath. Gets it moved underneath it. Remy flying through, delivers perfectly to Ferguson on centre wing. Ferguson gets it inside 50 for the Tigers. Oh, good use of the body, let's say that, Lucas, by Bennett. Goes short and square. Finds Taylor. So goes the same direction. Out towards Greaves, Mitchell. Who I honestly reckon has got a little bit taller in the last 18 months, Lucas. I reckon he's shot up a bit. Adlington, another strongly built player. Not much on up top, at front. McMahon, Murphy did a very good job intercepting there, but no question for mine. He's Stewart. Can he expose this loose man? Gets it to Rory, who's dragged out of that, I thought, by King. Stewart's got to get rid of it. Does. At least they're being consistent. No one's getting holding the ball at the moment. Rory goes to the check side as he's bundled over. That was legitimate and picked off by Remy. Lucas Holmes.
There's a secondary whistle there, but getting back on his line. Remy goes long to the line. 1-on-1 there. Manuel and Taylor gets soccer along the ground. Was it on the full? I don't think it is. Boundary umpire goes around to collect the ball and we'll have a boundary throw in. About 25 metres around from goal, 30 metres around from goal here. As the ball comes in, Miller and Taylor. Miller gets over the top on a right-hand handball. Jewel Ferguson goes along the ground to Newstead. Newstead pickpockets the ball. The ball comes out, play on. Manuel butters up for more to Murphy. What can Murphy do? Goes onto that right boot, why don't you? Goes long down the line. Looking for Clark. Can Clark get it? No, he's outnumbered there. Does Clark? Runs around. Just Bennett, and there's going to be a Shepherd for a hold. Goes back. There's an interesting call in the background, actually. Advantage could have been paid, but it doesn't. Stewart goes through the middle of the corridor, gets picked off by Remy. Cut the right out of here. Stewart almost overran the lead, though, I would have thought.
There's that loose man coming to play. Gosford have decided to put the cue in the rack for this quarter and not let them score. And I can see at least one player loose, possibly even two for Gosford at the moment. There's the, Woodrab. Is that it, Roger, looking at the build of him? Yep. He's an impressive player. But yes, Gosford have definitely got one spare. There's no one on him. Oh, Ferguson came to the side and missed the mark. Ducked ahead, Ferguson, still a chance. Sproul, goal. Just called touch, Lucas. That's a behind. Called touch by both umpires. Gosford 6-5-41. Maitland 8-2-50. There's about a minute and a quarter left. Gosford have got a chance up here. Pavola gets it forward. Poor kick. Patrick McMahon goes short along there to Harbrow. Running past is Greaves. Now here's a chance for Gosford to make him pay. Sproul to his brother. Picks it up miraculously and should be gone. Right, well, that's an interesting one. I actually reckon they lost control of the tackle, to be honest. But that's line ball at best. Ferguson in there, and that's a very clever free kick to Newstead because he put his back into the player. Can Maitland hold him off and keep in this lead? Adlington down the combox side. Should be a punch come in and is. That's almost a mark. Continues on there from Colreevy. Kicked it to no one in particular. Maitland's got 20 seconds left if they can conjure something. Rory, it's a one-out contest. Can Crowley get there? He can. And this will be the last kick of the quarter. Crowley going at 5 goals in a quarter of half of football. Siren is imminent. There it is. Quay. Done it. And that is half time. Maitland 9-2-56, Gosford 6-5-41. Lucas Holmes and I will have a short break and come back for Conversation Corner, in which we're going to talk who we think is going to end up in the AFL HCC finals. Back with you soon. Back at half-time here for Conversation Corner. Lucas and I have got the Black Diamond plate ladder up, and we're going to have a bit of a chat about all three grades. Lucas, when you look at the top of the Black Diamond plate ladder, gee, there's a surprise. Newcastle City and Terrigal are in front. And look how many games they've lost between them. None. Terrigal has won 28 in a row. And it's hard to see those two being knocked off their pedestal with the way that the player point system works and the strength of those grades. Looking at that ladder, that's this morning. Warners Bay's now amazingly drawn level with the entrance Baddo Bay. That's a big performance by Jeremy Buckley's lads there.
It is.
What you want to be hoping to do is get into a preliminary final, because those two sides, City and Terrigal, will be in the preliminary finals. There's nothing that will stop them. It's not going to happen.
They've been beaten in preliminary qualifying finals as well, David, in the past. Remember a few years ago at Adelaide Street. Yes.
Yeah. Warners Bay caused the upset. And I think number 53 might have been playing that day, I think.
I did back in my playing days, David. It's hard to say, about 3 or 4 years ago now, but yes. And then went on to lose to Entrance Baddo Bay in the prelim.
And the Entrance then came back and beat Muswellbrook in the
Correct,
GF after
yes.
losing to them that game. So, look, Lucas and I think it's fair to say Newcastle City and Terrigal are looking odds-on to get in the lock them in. Then Warners Bay have won 5 or 6 in a row, going very well. And you look at the other sides, there's a gap. And so I think that'll be the 6. And that 6 will be from the bottom up. Carnival, Cardiff, Warners Bay, the Entrance Baddo Bay. They're the ones that'll play the semi-final. So if you look at that draw the way it is now, it'll be TEBB and Killarney Vale in a massive local derby who don't like each other.
And speaking of local
Warners
derby,
Bay, Cardiff. So, if that was to happen, that's massive.
That's
and
huge,
I can tell you, the Entrance Baddo Bay and Killarney Vale do not like each other. So, very interesting there. But look, it's hard to see City and Terrigal. I couldn't. You can't guarantee anything, but City and Terrigal are almost, a fait accompli to get in there. Now, into the women's competition, and it's a very interesting setup as well. Just going to bring that up now, if I can bring up the ladder. It's coming up now, because for mine, Killarney Vale are the strength of the competition. We saw them beat Wyong Lakes, who were previously undefeated earlier this year. Just waiting for that ladder to come up here on our screen. Sorry, just having a few problems. I'll just get the women's up. It's continuing to come up with the plate. I'll just for mine, you've got there's so many teams that are competitive. It's a competitive top 4 or 5. And interesting, Liz has decided to play up a bit at the exact wrong time. Here we go. It's come up now. So there we go. So before today, this was the top 6, and it's hard to see this being knocked out of play. Cardiff in 6, Terrigal 5, Wyong Lakes 4, Newcastle City 3, Maitland, who won today, in 2, and Killarney Vale. Now, Killarney Vale don't play today. They're going to buy.
Bye, yep.
I can see Killarney Vale making the grand final. Who they play is a fascinating ask. If Newcastle City are at their strongest, if Halvo and Megan McDonald and all
Ferguson.
of them, if they all play, they're going to be really hard to beat. The ones outside, Wyong Lakes will shut you down.
Yeah.
Wyong Lakes will shut you down, and that's their big asset. But look, there's 6 teams there. That'll be the final 6. So if it was today, it'd be City and Cardiff and Wyong Lakes and Terrigal, 2 more local derbies. And Maitland and Killarney Vale would have the week off. But I think the women's premiership goes to Adelaide Street Oval. I think if you're going to win, you're going to have to beat them some stage or another.
Yep.
Now, we can speak it. We don't need to see the ladder.
No, we don't.
The only team outside the top 3 for mine right now that can cause grief are the Bombers. They nearly beat Newcastle City last week in the slop at number 1.
Yep.
The top 3 sides have only lost 1 game each. It shows the sort of where the league's at. Newcastle City weren't impressive last week, and they weren't impressive
the week before. They weren't either.
That's right. So, very keen to keep an eye on today's result. There's a feeling among people that I hear that they think that it'll be a Newcastle City Terrigal GF again, and then Cardiff have beaten Terrigal away. It's a big test from today, and they're down at the moment. It'll be very interesting to see. It'll be great to see a 3-way go. Warners Bay have just got too many injuries, and the other sides aren't. I don't think at this side good enough. Stage good enough. But no, if I was going to suggest anything, it's the one team. And the thing is, Killarney Vale will hurt you, especially if guys like Scott Reed and all these other, and Shackleton and a few others start playing in. But for mine, Killarney Vale may make the prelim. Okay, I think that they're good enough. They're playing competed football. There seems to be a breath of fresh air there at the club. They're very united behind Brendan Lewis and Corey Shackleton.
Why wouldn't you be, David? 2 club legends down there at Adelaide Street Oval doing a supremely good job.
Good football club too. Good people. Well run. And yeah, as for the other 3, that's really interesting. That's really, really interesting. Who the other 3 sides are. I think they end up playing each other maybe once or twice more. But I don't want to be boring and just say it'll be City and Turrigalloca guaranteed. I can't do that. They don't want to play each other in the preliminary final. They want to keep separate, so they want to finish 1 and 2.
And they get the week off as well.
They get the week off and they avoid one another, and they would get a final in their home region, a prelim final anyway. Yep. Assuming that the finals are where we think they are. And again, I don't know this officially. This is not official. Everybody please listen. I think that the preliminary finals are likely to be played once in the 100, maybe at Pasterfield.
Yep.
And the best ground in the Central Coast by a long way with facilities
Adelaide
is Adelaide Street Oval. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. So, look, interesting times. And I heard some news, just a bit of news during the week, that Newcastle number 1's going to get some big renovations coming up soon, which is interesting. Perhaps it needs some upgrades. But look, thank you for Conversation Corner. For mine, the most likely grand finalists, Newcastle City and Turrigalloca on the plate. I think if anyone beats those 2 in the grand final, they're doing a great job. The women's is the most even and open of all the 3 competitions. But for mine, it goes to Adelaide Street, and then in the men's, there's top. If the top 4 sides finish Killarney Vale, I would suggest to you that if City and Turrigalloca, they would rather play Cardiff than play Killarney Vale. Killarney Vale will play dogged, hard, busting football. And remember, those preliminary finals are being played on the same day this year. They're not. There's not a Sunday preliminary final. So Thank you for your time, Ian Lucas, on Conversation Corner.
Thank you, David. Always good to chat.
Yeah, it is good to chat. I know that. I get feedback from people around the league. Some people think it's that we go on a bit of gibberish, or they think that I go on gibberish. I don't think you. But it's good to talk about things and get people's opinions. Not far away from the start of the second half here. Entertaining game of football. 97 points scored in the first quarter. And 5 goals to Ben Crowley, who kicked one after the siren. Lucas, I'll turn that around for you so that you can see.
Beautiful.
Over to our new chief commentator, Mr. Lucas Holmes, to start us off for the start of the second half, sir.
David, umpire Zali Mertens. I'm officiating the women's game before. I'm just making my way off the field.
Is Zali Mertens just wearing socks with no shoes? Oh, she is. I'm trying to think they're the strangest pair of shoes I've ever seen.
Back to the middle with umpire Austin. Here we go once again. Who's going in the middle this time? Taylor. And that doesn't look like Miller. Looks like it's Rigas back in the middle. It is. And off we go as Mr. David Redden hits the clock at the right time. And here we go.
Steady.
Taylor with the right hand this time. Adlington in and under it. He's so often been so far. We're going to get a secondary ball up. We are. Wrapped up in a Newstead tackle there was Miller. So I'm not sure if he's playing. Oh, no, it wasn't Miller. Excuse me. It was Sproul. Sproul into the midfield. Hamish Sproul in the midfield is an interesting one, David. Coming back from his back post. Adlington ducks a tackle. Goes back to Newstead. Newstead on that right boot looking for Rory. Evades him a little bit. Can get him. We'll have him for speed though. King plays very well with body and gets him out of there. Back into the middle of the ground. McMahon pushed. Sorry, it wasn't McMahon. It was White pushed off to Murphy to Sproul. Sproul goes deep inside Gosford 50. Jewel Ferguson can't quite complete the mark. Butters up for more. Gets a left-handed handball out to Roger. Wow. Goal umpire doesn't move. Good goal there from Daniel Roger. Another snap on the right side. And Gosford back into this one big time. Gosford 7-5-47. Maitland 9-2-56.
Lucas, we've called Alistair Jewel Ferguson a few times. This is clearly clearly the best game of football that we've seen him play. He's been dynamic. He's been running hard. That was a superb sweeping left-hand handball off his non-dominant side to set up that goal for Roger. Great start for the Tigers. And remember, they've shut down the end of that second quarter. They have to come out and attack now. They cannot play a man behind the ball. They've got to attack. So over to you, sir. Great start for the Gosford Footy Club.
Thank you. Sure is, David. Back to Sam O'Brien in the middle. Arlington on Murphy. Rigas and Taylor to resume battle once more. Dietz and D'Amico on the far side there. On the attacking side. Taylor gets another run right out. D'Amico almost held back. Henderson and King go in and under. Speaking of in and under, that's an interesting one. Gets a handball out forward here. Rather back to McMahon, excuse me. McMahon goes forward, picked off by Remy. Remy gets an unbalanced kick onto his right boot and goes back to McMahon. McMahon switches onto his right side, goes to D'Amico. Luke. Henderson corrals on the mark. Almost off the side of his boot looking for Spriggs. Spriggs applies a tackle. Well done in the end by Spriggs. Rigas can't quite stick the tackle either. D'Amico. Can Maitland spring out? They can't. Great tackle. Not paid. D'Amico gets the handball out. They've got one more here on the outer side and they use him. It's Jordan. Jordan with that well-weighted ball inside forward 50. Crowley can't quite get the mark. Appeals for a high contact in the marking contest. Not paid. And Greaves takes an uncontested mark. About 70 metres out from goal. Greaves chipping ball. Not paid. Each other takes each other out. There's Pedler. And can't quite get there. And Henderson applies a tackle. And we'll have a ball up. We'll have a ball up, or is it a free kick? No, it's a free kick. Didn't have to pick the ball up. Did Hanley.
It's a bit mystifying. Most of the ground knew that was on.
Wasn't sure what it was paid for. Manuel does well in the end to try and corral Crowley. He does that. Manuel trying to trap the ball in and under for a stoppage for Gosford. Miller gets the ball out. Slipped over once again, maybe taken high. This Button gets smothered on his right boot. Manuel butters up for more. Gets a high right arm over the shoulder. That wasn't paid. Manuel, third effort. Tries to hit Remy. I think that's...
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah,
that was a player
Remy,
close enough. You should have seen one in the women's game earlier on, mate. It was the most blatant of all time. I tell you, it was just straight out. It was quite funny, actually. Gosford under the pump here. They don't need to give away a quick goal after their first effort in the first minute. Jill Ferguson goes the bump. Barty comes Combox side right towards us.
That would be an interesting one if that trickled.
It would. Taylor gets a left-hand handball going backwards. Over there is Bennett. That's a throw, missed. Now, if they're consistent, that should be held in and is. Disagree with the forwarders there. I thought that was a good decision by the umpire this time.
I'm with you on that one.
McMahon, left-hand punch.
That was...
D'Amico, he of no socks. Taylor's on for a handball if they can get it to him. And another one comes to Stewart on his dominant side. Stewart's been very good, the veteran. He really has. What a superb non-dominant handball. Setting up here. Now, what are they going to do? He's going to give it off. Taylor.
Off a step.
Manuel, lovely grab. And this is the first time we've seen Manuel get
almost
Taylor.
50 metres, David, and it is.
Infraction over the mark. Thank you, Lucas Holmes. Good spot.
Was called to go back to the 9 metres, David, and stayed on the mark, which was inside the square at the time. Thank you. That's what the 50 metres was paid for. I'll hand it back over to you, sir.
No. Please.
Keep going. Thank you.
Good spot. All I want to say is this is the first time we've seen Manuel get a touch-up by full forward. Over to you, sir.
Manuel sweeps to the outer side to White. White almost playing a bit further up the ground now, which is good to see. White goes along and wide. Superb ball movement. Deep inside 450. What can he look at? Miller's over the back. He keeps his feet as well. So does Roger. Barty's there off the right boot immediately. Snaps it wide. Gosford 7-6-48. Maitland 9-2-56.
Anybody's game. This is the premiership quarter. This is when they need to put the foot down, Louis. Gosford are coming hard at the moment, and it's just such an entertaining game of football. Two teams not in the top 3 or 4, and it's been wonderful to call.
Sure has, David. Short kick from the resulting kick out. Goes through the hands Picked it up and goes long again. What can they do here, Maitland? Can they get them on the counter? They can't. Kings pick the ball up and goes busting through the outer side. Goes long and high. Jewel Ferguson's there, but I don't think he was an intended target. That was a mystifying handball. That's a point. Another quick snap. Gosford inch further once more. 7-7-49. Maitland 9-2-56.
And if he's watching over there in England, g'day Scott Birkinshaw. I'm sure you'd love to be out here with your beloved Tigers here today, mate. Hope you're going well, Birko in England. Keep going well, mate. And big cheer out from Lucas Holmes and I. And I can assure you, your side would great to have you back here at some stage. Wide from the kick out, straight to Stewart. He hits him lace out. Barty on the mark. Stewart's going to go back from whence it came.
Two coaches in that marking contest there, David. Stewart and Barty.
Indeed. Bennett, picked off by Patrick Murphy, who, if anybody tells him to go short, should just ignore them, because he could hit this ball into Rutherford High School if he gets it. Rutherford High School, back there, but the home school of Greg Bird, actually, the Australian International Rugby League player. So, Murphy, 48 out, kicks it low. Touched off hands. He actually didn't hit that at all well for a bloke with a thumping kick. And it's 7 points of difference, as we keep on saying. It's anybody's game. 7.5 minutes into the third quarter. HEC AFL. Kendall Clawson, Lucas Holmes and David Redden with you on Bar TV. Good handball out, Greaves. Secondary handball comes out. Need a kick now. Stewart, she likes to go left-hand handball. Pushing the back against Jewel Ferguson. Adlington played that very cleverly. Now, what's Adlington got on here?
Stewart's on down the line short if he wants him. He's still there.
He may have to go to him, I think.
He's got to.
Right on screen. Lovely camera work. Good spot, Lucas Holmes. Thank you, Kendall. Good job, mate. Oh, smothered. Didn't try to kick that hard. Stewart goes square and opens the play up. Gets Carroll. Goal kick earlier on. That's a nothing kick. Daniel White in front. D'Amico making life difficult. Rory. That's a throw! He's play on. Now Jordan, who's absolutely lightning, gets tackled before he had the footy. Have they called that holding the football?
Holding after disposal.
So Jordan gets the free kick. Okay, short ball. Jordan! Patrick McMahon on a superb lead. And Patrick's going to go back here. This will test that leg, Louis.
Will.
Kicking from 40. Over to you, Louis.
Thank you, David. Class package that is Patrick McMahon. Slow approach. Kick on his natural left side. McMahon gets the ball up into the air a bit, but straight through the middle. Maitland bite back after some inaccurate kicking forward by Gosford. Maitland 10 goals, 262. Gosford 7-7-49.
IC been the cutting edge of designing and manufacturing apparel from grassroots to elite sporting teams for over 20 years, and are proud to be the preferred apparel supplier of the HEC AFL for the 2019 season. That was a good steadying goal for Maitland. They needed that one. Again, a very entertaining game of football. Really enjoying bringing these to you on Bar TV with my man Lucas Holmes and our EP Kendall Clawson. Lovely day here. It's a very pleasant day.
Sure is, David. Crookle gets that one up, and again, Rigas gets that one over the top. In fact, it wasn't Rigas, it was Miller. Excuse me, he's gone into the centre this time. Barty leading the charge. 2-on-1. Now it's 2-on-2. Roger gets a big bump. Almost takes his own man out, though. Goes short down the line. Does Stewart keep that in? He does. Good mark in the end in front of Hanley. Almost switch into the corridor to Stewart. Indeed, he does. Great kick in the end. Almost, it just actually went over the top of Harbrow. What can Gosford do on the turnover? And there's a sling, or is it a push? No, it's a push. Going to Daniel White. Often looks amused himself, Daniel White, for that free kick.
He does. You picked up earlier on, Daniel White's been put onto the ball. They take him out of the defence and put him on the ball. I think it's an important move. Over to you. Stay with it, sir.
Thank you, David. White. Very accomplished football family of the Whites. He goes almost laterally, looking there. Can't quite get the tackle and gets it forward. Henderson with the fan. Can he get the kick away? He can! Swings it way too much. Goes out on the 4.
And when you're talking the White family, don't forget Diesel, the wonder dog.
Cannot.
The great pup. 14, he is now Diesel.
Okay. Deets on the mark. Long and high from the resulting free kick. Barty with a push out was missed. D'Amico in and under. What can McMahon do? Gets a nice handball over the top into the corridor. Gets picked off. Gosford have got the numbers at the drop of the football. Gets hacked straight back in forward 50. What are they doing there? Runs around as Murphy. Swings it on his non-preferred left boot. It's a mongrel. What can it do? Stewart's there for support. Can't quite get there. And he's pulled it left. Touched off the boot as well of Sprout. So that's a point. Gosford 7-8-50 trailing Maitland now 2 straight kicks 10-2-62. Going to be Bennett with the kick out, David.
Thank you, Lucas. Grimmer's on out here for him. Barty gets over there quickly. Rigas turns around. That's going to go to that's a good result for Maitland. They've got it up to halfback flank. Love being here today at Rutherford. A good crowd, good ground, good nick, and some really good footy. Been a pleasure being here. We thank the Maitland Club for hosting us, being so kind to us as well. Stewart, who's been very good today, gone, I think now he's there. Even though that was over the line, the umpires made the right decision. Stewart did try and beat a man and he got pinged. Fair enough. Henderson, I've got it this time. Right, thank you. They called play on, so Adlington had every right. Got a chance to mark uncontested there. Takes it Roger. Goes up to the hot spot. Sproul in front. One touch, no. Take it out of it. Jewel Ferguson should be penalised and was for dragging him out. That's a free kick against Jewel Ferguson to Dustin Spriggs, I'm sure. You agree, Louis?
Good pick up, David. Well done.
Thank you.
Jewel Ferguson pleading his case, but to no avail. Umpire Austin right on top of the play where he needs to be.
Spriggs goes out to the far outer side. Patrick McMahon's got a chance. Gets onto his left. Goes as long as he can down the outer wing. Chance there. I thought he was nudged out too, Louis. What can Maitland do here? D'Amico, Luke. Correction, Aiden. Handballs off to Harbrow, who's a chance from there. Gets underneath it with a Gary Owen. Rory! Misses. Crowley for 6. Misses. Maitland 10-3-63. Gosford 7-8-50.
Thank you, David. Remy now with kick-out duties. Usually been Manuel's task, but not now. Remy goes short in the poke to Murphy. He'll be advised to play on, and he does. Goes long to the outer side, does Murphy. Looking for Miller. They've got a 2-on-1 here. McMahon gets to the drop of the ball. On that left boot, goes short inside forward 50. They've got them over the back here to Maitland on the left boot. No, he doesn't. Pulled to the left. Off the post, indicates umpire Lowndes. Gosford 7-8-50, stalling slightly here. Maitland 10-4-64. Remy again goes short. Once again, Murphy. That's longer this time. They've got that numbered here, almost marked there by Rigas.
Yeah, free kicking against Sproul, Louis.
Thank you. Against Sprout to McMahon. He's worked his way into this one nicely, has Pat McMahon.
He's in the top 3 or 4 players on the ground.
I still think Jewel Ferguson's hard to beat so far. And there's Pedler. Reels around onto his right boot. Goes long inside forward 50. Hanley does well to initiate contact legally this time. Rory takes his opponent down legally. In that time was King. Along the ground, but in goalkeeping duties, Manuel. Goes long and high to the outer side, does Manuel, to a one-on-one contest. Gosford would like to see this ball over the boundary line. Can't quite yet. D'Amico lays a legal bump. And they've got the numbers here. Maitland swings the ball inside forward 50, looking for Aglington. Picked off, though, by King. Goes storming through the corridor. And that's where he sends the ball as well. They've got numbers here over the back if they can get there. Sproul can't quite get there. Barty reels around on his right boot. Henderson and Newstead. It's an intriguing battle, that one. Roger almost takes his teammate out. Has he dragged that ball in? No, he hasn't. And we'll have a throw up about 45 metres directly in front of Gosford's goal.
Game right on a knife edge right now. Gosford need the next one, however, though. Kicked out of there, almost out of mid-air. That's going to go out of bounds into the forward pocket. 15 and 3/4 minutes gone in quarter number 3. Maitland 10-4-64. Gosford 7-8-15.
Stewart just acquiring some medical treatment in front of us here. Looking at maybe a cut or a bruise on his left upper arm or elbow, which is now getting strapped, David, in front of us.
Thank you. Newstead putting a tackle on. The player had his head over the football. Newstead did well not to give a free kick away.
See some tape here being applied. Yeah,
elbow.
Yep.
Miller gets the tap out over Taylor. Harbrow, got to get rid of it. Just does. Barty, a perfect handball. Jewel Ferguson, wicked right foot step. Sells to Kenny. Sproul using the body. Dietz at it where he needs to be as a forward. Dietz! I reckon he's kicked out Louis, just went in the goal umpire. That's a very clever goal. We just said a minute ago that Gosford had to be the next team to score, and they have been. Maitland, 10-4-64. Gosford, 8-8-56. With thanks to CFM and Awards R Us, two of our valued sponsors here on Bar TV.
Sure are, David. Back to the middle once more. Umpire O'Brien will receive this football. Gosford almost need another one as well just to keep up. They've got the ascendancy back there. They had it early and it was wrestled back by Maitland. And we'll see where this goes now.
Dan White's had an influence on the ball when he's not on there now. Murphy's in there.
And that's Remy at the back. Yep.
And Ferguson's in an offense. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Give that one to Murphy. Gets it straight down. Lucky to get a kick away. D'Amico's at the back, sweeping. Goes back into the quarterback position. There's Jordan. Jordan gets the kick here to this centre wing in front of us. Great mark on the lead by Pedler. Goes around, can use both sides of his body. Just as he says that, he goes wide, but almost an effective kick to McMahon. Butters up for Mortars McMahon. Along the ground here, where can they go? There's a vacant goal square if it bounces that way, but it doesn't. And we'll have a boundary throw in about 10 or 15 metres around from Maitland's goal here. About 18 minutes gone by this time the ball goes into the air.
Yes, I agree. Lucas made a very good point a minute ago. He said Gosford really needs to kick the next one as well. That wouldn't set up for a barnstorming quarter. Rory roving off the contest. Like to see Rory get a bit more involved. Without the football, I think, against Rory there. Remy with the man bun. Goes backwards to Manuel. Running away from Crowley. Outer wing. Short ball had to be perfect. Wasn't, but they got away with it. Oh, that's a good mark, Daniel White, in front of Patrick McMahon. That's a very clever mark, actually, from a very skillful player. Down the wing. At the back, everybody overreads it. Jordan gets a chance at getting the football. Dietz is putting pressure on him. Jordan's going to try and use his speed. Roger gets a chance at the football. Dragged out of it. Jordan, Academy Award. Not going to pay those. Not here today. Harbrow. That could have been 3 calls, and he's taken probably the most reasonable one of the lot and said, I'll have that, thank you. Miller, now who's in the contest? It's not
Grim. No, it's
that
not.
was Harbrow, actually, and he wins it. Roger, from way out to purgatory. Touched right on the line, actually. Right on the line by Bennett. So the score check. Maitland 10-4-64. Gosford 8-9-57.
Thank you, David. Kick out here. Savani's options will go long and wide. In the Stewart direction, a wise move. Takes an uncontested mark with Remy coming in later to man the mark. That's okay. It was within 2 minutes of his opponent running around the back of the mark. Goes inboard to McMahon. It's been called to play on. For the third time. McMahon chips short. Goes long and wide to this outer side. Uncontested turnover here. Gosford look through Colreevy. Been quieter today. Colreevy was good last week, however. Thompson looks like he's recovered on the sideline, David, looking to come back onto the ground. It comes back from whence it came. Remy was in front, but so was Stewart with that now left elbow bandage. Goes inside. One bounce. Nice chipping ball inside, looking for D'Amico. They take that on the run. D'Amico has a flying shot at goal! That's a goal, David. Luke D'Amico. Maitland surge further forward. Back and forth football at its best. Maitland 11-4-70. Gosford 8-9-57.
The Central Coast #1 station for hits and old school is 101.3 CFM. Wake up with Gaundi and Ash Pollard for breakfast, full of pranks, real talk and passion for the community and local initiatives. Start your day with Gaundi and Ash Pollard from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. weekdays. Great call, Lucas Holmes, of that goal. Excellent stuff. And 13 points the difference here, deep into the quarter now. Gosford, now watch what happens in the next 3 or 4 minutes. See if they go and put another man spare. They can't, it's the 6-6-6.
But so we can't tell
They can't tell. I reckon Gosford may throw one back.
So from that, you think White could possibly go back, but I can't. Yep. I don't think you could afford for White to go back. He's played such an important role in this third quarter in the centre of the ground. Yeah,
they need to kick another goal shortly. Ball into half forward for Harbrow. Misses everybody, including the umpire. Rigas is chasing. He's whippy. Rigas, he's not slow at all. Thompson, good to see him back on the ground. Goes square, finds Remy. Lovely, very composed and sensible from Rigas. Remy going wide. Goes at 45 degrees. No, that's a very good mark under pressure with Sproul. Not happy with the attention from Newstead. Now he's got it on the ground. He should exploit it and play on. He doesn't. Hamish goes wide. Over there to Daniel White, who's clearly not playing loose in defence. And there is a play. Rigas is the ruckman. Newstead intercepts. Rigas is on his own in the centre circle. So there is a man in the slot here.
And there he is.
There's Rigas coming into play right now. He's on his own. So both ruckmen playing loose of each other. Rory does a very good chase down job. Creates a chaos ball. Tapped out there by Dan White. Oh, it's over the shoulder. Not paid. Please don't be holding the ball. No, it's not. It's held in. 22 and a quarter minutes gone. Third quarter. Maitland up by 13 points in a really exciting game of Black Diamond Cup football here at Max McMahon Oval in Rutherford. Taylor a backhander. Adlington. Handballs out. Tried to hit Carroll and missed. And pinged. Jewel Ferguson should go. Does. Way he goes. Straight down the guts. Should be a mark taken at the second jab, and it is by Pavola. Where are they going to go? Where's he going to go? Out here, he's kicked it to the open side. Mark! Henderson. That's a cracking contested mark. Now he's got to kick this for Gosford. He's got to. They've got 2 minutes left in the quarter. It's actually quite a comfortable kick. It's just off centre.
There's the 50 there, as you can see.
He's going to be well inside 50. Kendall's cameras will show a pretty good view of this as the temperature starts to drop a touch.
It does.
Redden gets on his girly blanket. Henderson must kick this goal. And I think he has. Waiting on Nelly, and that's a goal. Vitally important for the Gosford Footy Club. Lachlan Henderson's first. And our score check. Maitland, 11-470. Very good shooting. Gosford, 9-9-63. It's 7 points of difference. A minute and a half to go. And Lucas, I would suggest that Rigas won't go forward. He'll sit in the slot again because he had an influence on that play there. Gosford will not want a quick result from that. They want a stoppage now. Gosford want a stoppage. Yeah. They want a stoppage-a-thon for the next 60 seconds just to go in. If you'd have told them we'd go in 7 points down three-quarter time,
you take it.
Tick that one. 60 seconds left. Good crowd. Oh, infraction. Hang on. Who's going to get pinged here?
So there was one early, David. So will this be a match-up in the warnings, or would it? No, it's a free. Ooh.
No, it's a Gosford play that's transgressed. Where from? There's a Maitland player loose up here in offence. So Gosford should have been pinged for a 6-6-6. Yeah, here comes the winger.
Yeah. So it must mean Maitland had the first infraction.
So they're now on a warning each. No more. They're out of the bonus. Okay. So there's the 6-6-6 in appliance. Gosford had 5 men and had too many men in one area. Strange new game we've got, isn't it? Taylor gets it out just 15 seconds ago. That stoppage has helped Gosford enormously. Push in the back, not paid. Handball comes out. Greaves, clever kick. And Manuel sees it out of bounds along with Harbrow.
That was an interesting one. Manuel actually started that contest from defensive centre as well, David.
And that 6-6-6 transgression has given Gosford, helped them massively. The scores at three-quarter time. Gosford Football Club 9-9-63. Maitland to 11-4-70. We're set for a cracking last quarter. Fantastic football. HGC AFL. Lucas and I will be back with this shortly. We'll have a couple of minutes break and be back for the fourth quarter.
back we are here at Max McMahon Oval, and we'll go straight into some scores here for your... I'll just go quickly as the players are resuming their positions. Killarney Vale over Warners Bay. Newcastle City comfortably at the number 2 oval over Nelson Bay. Here, very pulsating last quarter is ahead of us. Cardiff clawing back slowly, but Terrigal Avoca still ahead at Pasterfield. And Singleton pulling away at Wyong at Rose Point Park, David.
Yeah, Wyong will be disappointed after their performance last week, and that's a massive 8-point game because that puts Singleton even further.
Percentage as well will be big in that one.
Yep, yeah. If Singleton start to get some of those players back, they're actually competitive. I suggest you that Andrew Scott just hasn't had some average cattle to play with this year, but the return of Brasington makes a difference. Enough of that. Rock and roll time here. Cannot wait for an exciting, pulsating last quarter. Kendall Clawson, Lucas Holmes and David Redden with you. HSC AFL on Bar TV. Lucas Holmes to start us off at the start of the fourth quarter. And Lucas James.
Thank you, Taylor. And that looks like Clark. It is in 37. Give that one to Clark over the top. They need first hands, Gosford. They need the first goal ideally. However, Maitland take this away. Quick hack kick into the forward 50 almost in Rory's direction. Bounces at right angles. King's on Rory. That's an interesting one. Pedler swings that around on his left boot, and they've got one loose forward. And it's Button, David. Resting 40 has been at the stages in this game and takes a very good mark low in front. Very hard to dive forward. And this is almost...
It helps when you're 5'8".
It does.
But that's a good grab.
Very important goal if Maitland are to go on and win this one for Button. I see what process he goes through. No large kick by any means, only about 20 metres out from goal on a slight angle. Button starts it right, works it back nicely. Maitland push further ahead. Button's in 36, David. Maitland 12-4, 76. Gosford 9-9, 63.
Established over 25 years ago, Awards R Us pride themselves on an ability to supply high-quality work and personal professional service. David and Lisa are experienced in fulfilling the most complex needs of their clients. Special deals available for all AFL Hunter Central Coast clubs. And a cheer out to our mate Jack the Beast Monaghan, who's over there at Pasterfield this afternoon. I'm ending up at Jack's tonight playing a bit of poker with my boys from Stocko, but big cheer out to the Monaghan family, in particular Jack the Beast. Hope you're well, son.
Back to the middle we go. Miller and Taylor. Been a very interesting ruck battle throughout the day. Taylor's probably just had it over the ruck trio that Gosford have put forward today. Gets pulled out of that one. And go back to him on the full. Almost chuckling like he's drawn that free kick in.
Had to be Ward, but he sold it well.
Goes long and high down the corridor. They have to take the game on in this last quarter at Gosford. McMahon at the drop of the ball. Give it to Grimmer. The ruckman goes square. Very risky ball. Joel Ferguson has been almost the best on ground in my opinion today, David. He goes wide into the pocket. Mark can't be controlled by Pavola. And we'll have a boundary throw in just inside forward 50 for Gosford in the early stages of this fourth quarter.
Glorious afternoon here in Maitland. It's cooling down a touch now, but it has been an ideal day for football. A very nice presentation of a ground here at Max McMahon Oval by the Maitland Footy Club and Council. Unlike me to be diplomatic. A little short kick comes out there from nowhere. Barty gets it out. Pavola smothered absolutely brilliantly under enormous pressure. Grimmer with a left-hand handball. Spriggs over the shoulder, and Jewel Ferguson's going to have a ping at goal here. Spriggs knows it. Yeah, experienced footballer knows he transgressed. Now this, Lucas Holmes was talking earlier on today about the depth of pockets at this ground. Jewel Ferguson's got a reasonably tight angle for this ground, but he's actually got a decent look at those goals, Louis. I've seen much deeper. Gee, he needs to kick this. You tell you what, that is a superb kick under pressure. Alistair Jewel Ferguson. That's brilliant. Gosford, 10-9-69. Maitland, 12-4-76. Lucas, this could be one of the tightest finishes we've called all year.
It is back to a 7-point margin, David. No signs of slowing down Gosford, that's for sure. Some spectacular individual performances so far today just saying before, Jewel Ferguson has been one of the standouts. Alex Sproul's provided a key target up forward. Dan White, Alex Remy's also been good. And Scott Manuel's been almost had touch up and been very good also. Taylor gets up, left-handed tap behind, and D'Amico runs into a Patrick Murphy brick wall, David. And we'll have a secondary ball up, just to the left. Up.
Well, I'd love to see Patrick take hold in this last quarter. I really would.
Rigas. Remy almost goes into the back. No free kick paid. Sprouse in and under there. Not doing well to hold his feet, which we've actually seen a lot better, especially in this last quarter and a half or so, David. I think from halftime onwards they've done fairly well. Maybe that's because the sort of moisture's gone out of the ground a bit, but they've done a very good job nonetheless in terms of footing. McMahon swings around on that trusty left boot. That's all got to be front on contact, I would have thought, David, but not paid. Stewart gets that one backwards. Overshoots his target there of Pedler, and we'll have a free kick to Gosford.
Gosford are coming hard right now. They're going flat out. Maitland are just a little bit off just for 5 minutes.
Hamish Sproul.
Wow.
Sproul goes long and high. They've got a 3-on-2 here, David, but a great mark over the back. Greaves,
I think.
Yep.
Great call, Luke.
Thank you. Greaves goes square. Here they go. They can attack here if they want. Harbrow goes square once more. There's a on here. Murphy. Great tackle in the end. Did well not to transgress. D'Amico goes. Almost gets an accidental high contact there to Jordan. Jordan goes short and just gets Newstead. Oh, and he could have played on two, but I think that was the right option, deciding not to. Newstead goes long and high to the outer side. One-on-one there. Great mark by the bigger man, Taylor and Henderson. That's a big mismatch.
It's Patrick, I think.
Is it Murphy?
I think it's Patrick McMahon.
Sorry, McMahon. Excuse me, McMahon. Apologies, Patrick. And intercept mark taken after all of that. Long and high to the outer side. Here we go. Drop of the ball. Jewel Ferguson gets a spectacular right-hand to handball over the top. Running football the Tigers need to play, and it was picked off by D'Amico. That was Roger. Then proved for the interception here. Goes across to Newstead. Newstead's got time. Will he try and step? He doesn't. Gets a handball on this side. Can get it back. There's three of them here. There's Stewart. Newstead's running on. They're trying to draw the one in. No, he ignores against that and chips the ball over the top to a contest. And we'll go accidentally off the boot. And we'll have a boundary throw in just forward to centre wing.
I would love to know if Josh Barty and his brains trust have done anything about Ben Stewart. When Ben Stewart's, he's been a real player of influence, and he's just in open pastures. Surely the idea is to mark him closely. I'm not sure if there's an even matchup for him, but Gosford continue to have to take the game on, Lucas. They have to.
They've got no other choice, David. They haven't really got past this 7-point barrier and trying to get into the lead in these latter stages of the game. Sproul was took down, and it was going to be paid in the end.
I think
that's zone.
Yep. I think that's an out-of-zone free kick. It is. Sam
O'Brien all over it.
And remember, the results that you've just read out to our viewers show that if Gosford don't win today, I think Singleton going to 6. So it's a very important game. Patrick Murphy, I reckon. Yep. And now he's looking square. He's decided not to. He's going to go down the line. Again, didn't get all of it. It's still gone 55 metres, but he didn't get all of it at all. Roger. Now here is a chance. Can he be composed and finish? Tommy Pavola can't work it back. Here's a chance. Goodness me, that ball sat on its end. Very calm from Jordan. Very. Average handball again. Jordan, this displays that to be good it was. Harbrow, 3 possessions in 30 seconds, Jordan. Can he hit his man this time? Does. Taylor. Carroll. Back to Taylor. No, Carroll does the dipsy doodle and comes back inside. Jordan, 4 possessions in a minute. And he's got more composure on him. Goes short. Finds he with no socks. D'Amico. And a 1-2-hander. Crowley's too far out. Is that 50 metres? I just heard a whistle, sorry. Hang on, the ball's going to come back.
Was he not behind the mark?
Well, if he's blown, I thought he blew 50 metres. I thought it was an infraction. It's not. So it must have been to get him around the mark or something.
That must have been the only thing possible in that circumstance, I would have thought. Short
ball comes out, Pedler. who's keeping Elastoplast in business today, Mr. Pedler. Now, Pedler's going to be kicking from, looking at the naked eye, 40 metres. It's been a good kick today. Very important for Maitland. What's Pedler done? He's kicked it. Score check. Maitland 13-482. Gosford 10-9-69. That's a varsity. Yeah, Lucas, go please. Go and get them. Score check coming, ladies and gentlemen, with particular focus on Terrigal-Avoca and Cardiff.
We'll go straight there, David. Terrigal-Avoca up by 16 points.
53-37. And Warners Bay still 20 behind Killarney Bay. I think they're safe. So there. And Singleton are home, Newcastle City are home. Newcastle may be disappointed with that, actually. They've been better than that. And here, 13 points of difference. Will that goal prove pivotal today? Yeah. Miller gets it out. Barty trying to get these hands on the ball as much as he can. With a tough day for the coach. Ball bounces on its end. Chance Gosford. Dietz needs to work that back left to right. Beautifully read by Jordan, who's had the last quarter to rave about. That's 7 possessions in the last quarter at least, and it's been going 10 minutes. Bennett, short, accurate. Greaves, Pedler's on. Cole Reevey couldn't get to him. Newstead was down the line,
yes,
wasn't he?
He was, but he got manned up very quickly.
There's Stewart again. Short. They've done that 7 possessions and they've kept the ball off them. Playing tempo footy, Maitland. Sign of maturity. Perfect delivery to Aiden D'Amico. Now he's the key ball. Got to find someone. He does. He's gone short. Carroll just gets his hand under that. Now where they're stagnating a bit, he's going to go wide. Someone's running for him out wide out there, and that is Bennett. So they've worked it all the way to the centre circle with 8 or 9 touches. Jordan will put the speed on. 1 bounce. Goes short again. Can he hit someone? No, he can't. Breaks down all the good work, and Daniel White's intercepted. Gosford's got space. Manuel breaks for him. Rare venture outside the 50-metre arc. Like a goalkeeper in netball. He's not supposed to be out there. Manuel. Oh, good grab. Grimmer. And Lucas Holmes, Maitland's being steady at the moment.
They can play this tempo football all they want, David. It's Gosford that need to take the risks.
Correct. And Mark taking D'Amico. They would have had 25 possessions to 3 in the last minute and a half. And now they get picked off by Jewel Ferguson. Now he's just got to take a risk and go. He's got a man on. Is it Roger? He's going to go. There's someone running for him. This is a big defensive play. Jordan does brilliantly. Dietz trying to put his body in the line. Gets up, gets legged. And gets legged. Jordan had done all the hard work. Dietz knows he's got to move reasonably quickly. Dietz, just go through your process. This is to put the margin back to 7 points, which he's done. Goal, Brad Dietz. Good breaking counter-attack football from Gosford. Gosford 11-9-75. Maitland 13-4-82. Lucas Holmes.
You, David. Dietz's 3rd goal for the day as well, David. My records.
Okay, I've got him as 4, but I made it. There's only 11 goals, so I'll check that out.
1, 2, 3, 4. You're correct.
I've got him as 4. So multiple goal kickers on the day. Ben Crowley 5 in the first half, and actually Manuel's come right back into that contest. And Manuel broke there, so Crowley can't let him get loose. Game on here, Lucas Holmes.
Thank you, David. Back to the middle we go. There we go. Dan White in the middle now as well, David. So that's an interesting one. Quick hat kick forward. Harbrow takes the mark. Plays on immediately. Taylor on his preferred left. Boot! Straightens. Not quite. Maitland, 13-5-83. Gosford, 11-9-75. A quick kicking taken immediately. Short in the pocket. Goes long down the line this time. Looking for Pavola. Can't quite get there. McMahon really switching in the middle. Adlington's barking instructions. What will they do? McMahon swings around on that left boot as he so often does. Long and high into the forward 50. At the back there is Crowley. Manuel's, as he said, David, worked his way back nicely into this contest. Stewart goes back with a handball. Inside to Newstead. Newstead evades one, evades two, gets the ball knocked out. Gosford here, they come forward. They need to take it on at all costs. Great mark there by Roger. Immediately plays on. Goes deep inside forward 50. They've got one-on-one. Dietz is out the back again. Keeps his feet. Beats one. Dietz.
Oh, brilliant.
Keeps the ball in as well. Play on. Contact at the point of... All comes over the top ahead of Jewel Ferguson. They've got 2-on-1 here. Jewel Ferguson's free. And there's a free kick for a leg. Going the way of Maitland. Relieves the pressure there.
And
50. Yep.
Sorry, mate.
No. That's what it was for, David. You're there and you can see what it was for. And they're egging him on for it, about it as well. Advice that Sproul keeps his way out of it. Wouldn't want to give away another one.
Josh Barty will be filthy.
Yep. They had them hemmed in there as well. Had a stoppage. I had a mark. It was deep inside forward 50, and now they transgress to the middle. Algington's been good. He goes across the square. Can they get the ball up? They can. Evades one. Goes around the other side. Bennett goes low inside forward 50. They've done that a lot late. Great tackle applied. Lucky to get the handball out. McMahon on his preferred left. Gets the handball back to Bennett. He has a shot at goal and misses. Points starting to rack up a bit here for Maitland. 13-6-84. Gosford 11-9-75. Still only a 9-point difference. And they've got a free out here if they want it. Short into the pocket. One bounce. Long and high.
Oh.
Where's it gone? Straight into the centre.
Throw.
White does well to get that away legally. And there's a throw paid for the second one, I think, David, not the first one. And hold on. There's a throw. Yep. Stewart. Too far out to score, Stewart. Will kick from about the edge of the square. You take his time and just pop it up about 15 and 20 metres out from goal, you'd think, David. And that's what he does. More of a Gary Owen, though. High up and under, but mark taken! No, not paid. Thompson does well to come over the top. In fact, I think it was Remy, but that's Thompson at the bottom of the pack there. And we'll have a ball up about 45 metres out. Slight angle of Maitland's goal. Just move past the 16-minute mark here in this final quarter. Only about 9 minutes to go. Gosford, it's imperative they need this next goal. Hanley does well to get a hat kick clear. Goes straight back. Where's this gone? One-on-one deep in the goal square. Can they shepherd it through? No, they can't. Maitland, 13-7-85. Gosford, 11-9-75. 16.5 gone.
Remy with the kick out here. Goes short and straight. Has to be perfect. And did enough to get it to Patrick Murphy. Murphy swings around onto his right. That's a better kick from Murphy. That's gone 60. Where are they at the back? Gets all the way through to Roger. Gets a handball out under pressure. Henderson tries to get a lightning handball out. And Jordan, who's been almost the best player on the ground in the last quarter, gets another kick out. Gosford are out here if they can get away. They can't. Another chance, Henderson. Good tackle. Really good, effective tackle. Rolly Newstead? Yep. Good young player. What an entertaining game of football this has been at Max McMahon Oval in Rutherford. We've got 8 minutes left in the match. Maitland up by 10 points. Next goal is absolutely pivotal. Maitland kick it, game over. Carroll goes to ground, gets a handball out. Enormous effort in there. They're all trying their guts out. They're all stuffed and weary. Pedlar, short ball at the back. Button, missed kicks actually. Still alive. Chance! And a goal. That's a goal to Bailey Ritchie, and I reckon that's almost done. The score check, Maitland 14-7-91, Gosford 11-9-75, with thanks to Hannah Haval with an injury to Ben. That arm is not right, he's wounded. And thanks to Hannah Haval and Brian Hilton at North Gosford and Belmont 16-footers, Subway Morisset, ISC Sports, and Awards Are Us. And of course, we're on Bar TV, Lucas, whether your game is the main game.
We sure are, David. Back to the middle, Sam O'Brien. Clark just making his way back onto the wing just in time. Goes immediately in as you'd expect. Clark almost wins his way in there. Goes wide. There's D'Amico. Plays on immediately. Jinks back onto his right. Just gets his kick away. Heavily affected, and it should be marked, and it is by Remy. Uncontested. They've got to take the game on now, Gosford, at all costs. You think going through the corridor would be the main exponent of that. In fact, he goes wide this time. Mark drop by Hanley, excuse me. Does well to get over the ball there. Gets a handball out, looking for Hanley, buttering out for more. Fresh swing with the area with his left boot. McMahon makes most of this turnover. Gets a handball inside. Can almost have it back, McMahon. His opponent loses his feet. They've got numbers here. Aglington gets a quick handball off. Once more forward. They're marauding forward here through Carroll. Carroll goes short inside forward 50. Mark drop there by Crowley. Has that got off the ground? It has. Still remains in the field to play. Newstead with a fend and gets a handball out wide. Long to the top of the goal square. Warwick back with a flight and a mark taken, and there's a player down. Is it Gosford player? No, it isn't. It's a Maitland player down. They've ignored that and will play on. Turned over here, D'Amico goes back and on his right boot, goes short inside, a bit longer than I thought. And there's Taylor. Taylor will go short in the corridor. Is that 15 metres? It is. Slight lull here, goes immediately and finds Newstead unmarked, uncontested, just inside forward 50. Will kick from about that 48 or 49 metre mark, David, to put this game well and truly out. In fact, he goes short. Unmarked Jordan. Finish off all his good work in the past 10 minutes. It's smothered. Play on. He's kept it in. He has King. And Dietz is there. He's gone back and has gone out of bounds deep in. Maitland attacking 50, David, with about 20 minutes gone in this final quarter.
Yeah, I reckon Maitland at home. Gosford have had their big run, and Maitland are finishing full of running here at home. Lucas will just go on and refresh the screen, and we'll try and get some scores for you in a moment, particularly at Pasterfield and at Fayon. Colin Carroll turns it around, and that ball's gone out of bounds on the full. Now, just updates for you. Terrigal are holding Cardiff at 16 points the difference, and Kalanival are holding Mourners Bay at 24. So Kalanival will get home there, and Terrigal are just doing enough at the moment. And as usual, it's a typical defensive performance of Terrigal. You would think they'd get home, and waiting for the football to come back, and we're back here. So I think that Singleton will be in the 6 tonight. Remy. Picked up, well done by Jill Ferguson, who's been close to the best player on the ground. The Subway Morissette conversation's going to be interesting today. There's a lot of blokes in it. One of them, Stewart. White goes long and direct. Getting a lot of purchase on the kicks from left to right. You wonder if there's a slight breeze that's picked up. Jordan, who has been incandescently brilliant in this quarter. Superb mark, Patrick McMahon, under enormous pressure. Jordan's been really impressive, Lucas. Go on, you were going to make a comment.
And just a quick, whilst the lull in play, David, at the MCG, the match between Hawthorn and West Coast. West Coast up only by a point early in the fourth quarter.
Wow, thank you.
Good fight back there from the Hawks.
I know a lot of you out there are Sydney Swans fans. Why, I don't know, but there are a lot of you. And the Swans are on in the twilight game. SCG this afternoon against the Gold Coast Suns.
Without Buddy Franklin, hamstring for about that usual 21 to 28 day time frame, David.
Given his age, Lucas Holmes, it'll be 28. Miller and Taylor, they've had a ding-dong battle. Taylor almost has an area at that one. Thumped out of there by Josh Barty. It's all hit and hope at the moment. Free kick paid over the shoulder, I reckon. I still don't know who's got the free kick. That's the problem. I wasn't sure if you went left or right with a hand.
They're all running forward.
It's Pavola.
So it's Pavola, yep.
Pavola from 49.
He's got a fair chunk of it.
That is a magnificent kick. Gracious me, he has absolutely got that in the screws. And Pavola kicks his second or third, Louis?
Second, David.
For Thomas Pavola. Gosford, I think a touch late. 12-9-81. Maitland 14-7-91. There are 2 minutes left on our clock here. And he has laced that. He's kicked that 55 or 56 metres, Pavola. Just under 120 seconds left in this one. Lucas Holmes.
Here, David. Sam O'Brien back to the middle. Lockie White wearing Aglington like a glove. And makes a tackle. Well done. Have a secondary ball up.
Suits Maitland.
Does. They'll take all the stoppages they can. You'd think they'd flood the numbers around the ball, David. Give that one to Clark. Gets it out. Wrapped up. Then looks like they're going to have another one as well. It's not what the Tigers are wanting. Out on their feet once again. Been a very energy-sapping back-and-forth game this afternoon here at Max McMahon Oval. Here's Rigas. Can he pick the ball up? He can. Gets his handball smothered. Gets a secondary punch out. They go along the ground here. Through the outer side. They've got a 2-on-1 advantage here if they can use it. Numbers. Can they keep their feet though? They can't. That's going to be turned over. There's Hanley. Can he get his hands out? He can. Someone gets ripped off the ball back there and back play, and that's what the free kick's been paid for. Rightly paid this time. Goes long and high into the forward 50. They've got numbers out the back. An unrealistic attempt. Roger, can he get off the ground? Great tackle in the end. Often almost had to hand pass that through. And there's a whistle.
The behind's been called.
Behind's been called. And you'd think that's almost all she wrote here, David, at Max McMahon Oval. And they'll take the last 30 seconds of this game nice and slowly as they've done. There's almost the player of the fourth quarter is Jordan. Had probably about a dozen possessions in this last quarter. High and taken. Taylor's also been very impressive today as well, David. Taylor swings on that left side, long and wide. There's a 2-on-1. Gosford have got the advantage. Goes back. Goes long and high. About 3 or 4 seconds left in this game. Taylor. And there it is. Full time here in Max McMahon Oval. Maitland 14-7-91. Defeat Gosford 12-10-82.
That was a highly enjoyable game of Black Diamond Cup football, Lucas Holmes. I really enjoyed calling that with you. And although you've been the chief commentator for most of today, which has been good, your voice will be sore tonight. Look, great game of football. Crowley 5 goals, Brad Dietz 4. Ebbing and flowing, really good footy. Good to see so many good players play so well. Impressed with many of them. Lucas, I'm actually going to stay out of this one. The Subway Morissette is your decision tonight, this evening, sir. That's
an interesting one, David. I'll start with the best players this side of the Gosford. Dietz kicked 4, he was very good. Sproul forward was good, provided an option. Daniel White really worked his way into this game in the second half, David. But I think stand out for Gosford clearly, and I think you agree with me on this one with Alistair Jill Ferguson. It's an interesting one, Subway Morissette, David Maitland. They had so many good plays. Crowley kicked 5. Pedler was good forward. Patrick McMahon also good, versatile around the ground. But I think, David, being the late in, played a very important role, in my opinion, the best player on the ground. Subway Morissette player of the match, Ben Stewart from the Maitland Saints Football Club, David, Australian Football Club, David.
Thank you, Lucas.
Happy with that one?
I am indeed. Lucas is having a week off next week. You'll be hearing the dulcet tones of the great Sam Zickman with me, for part of it anyway, at East Gosford when we have Terrigal playing Wyong Lakes in the women's and Warners Bay in the men's. On behalf of our executive producer, Kim Clausen, our chief commentator, Lucas Holmes, and me, David Redden, it's a very good evening here from Max McMahon Oval in Rutherford, where we've witnessed a very, very good game of football. Maitland ended up winning by 9 points. From all of us here, good evening.